What's up, everybody? Tyler Linneman here, Gaslighter Garage, working on the old Gaslighter mega truck. Right now, I'm currently working on getting these HornBlasters installed. These new Octo Horns, twin compressor, and 8-gallon air tank. There it is, right there. So, HornBlasters did me a solid, really hooked me up with this, and yeah, can't wait to see how it all turns out. Replaced the old horns that I had, got some new horns, and should be pretty loud. Alright everybody, time for an update here. So I got my bracket built for the air compressors. Decided to build a raised plate for those air compressors. You can see that in the pictures. That allows me to not have to drill 8 bolts and try to mount those little itty bitty bolts underneath my toolbox on the big truck over there. So I decided that I probably need to do the same thing for the air tank, because it's going to be really hard to get to those bolts unless I raise them up and then push them to the outside of the air tank. So here's the air tank currently set up. I am going to raise it. I don't know whether I'm going to raise it on this 2x2 box or whether I'm going to take this 2-inch plate and build basically like a Z bracket. So it's going to come over, down, over. That way it'll give me something to bolt to, and it'll make it easier to get to the drain cock to make sure I do the proper maintenance on this air tank and this system. So yeah, stay tuned. I'll get you an update here with what I decide, and we'll go from there. What's up, everybody? Time for a check-in. So I got these brackets done for the air tank here. I went with I wanted like a floating bracket kind of look. So if you look here closely, I'm gonna flip this around here. So we got some plate bent, got a little bitty gusset in there just to prevent any kind of flex. So these will take a 3/8 bolt there, and I'm owed 2 more holes. Boom, boom. That side will bolt. That side will bolt. Same way. Got plenty of room to get your hand underneath to use the drain cock. So yeah, need to drill a couple holes, slap some paint on it, then it's ready to bolt in the truck. Time for an update. Got the Octo Horns mounted. I'll go up top here and take a sneak peek of what I got going on with the air compressors and the tank. But the horns are mounted. All I gotta do is run an air line down to it. I'm gonna run the hot wire to the switch and the ground. And then these are gonna be done. So it's a mess right now, but this is what I got going on for the horns, the air compressor, and the tank setup. So, got the relays mounted down there, grounded, everything's ready to go. Wires are gonna run real nice behind the tank. And then, that's a bird nest that's gotta get cleaned up. There's another amp that goes there, a new inverter. But, just the important part. So the HornBlasters horns are in real nice. I did have to go buy a 3/4 to 1/8 inch and then an 1/8 inch to 1/8 inch 90 to put the pressure switch on, because I have an air chuck on this side. I've got pop off here, and then obviously the air line there. So we're moving right along. So here we are with the HornBlasters install. We got dual air compressors, 8-gallon tank. Everything's all plumbed. I built custom brackets, as you've seen, for the air compressors. Mounted the relays opposite of each other, so that way I could loop all the wires, make everything look all nice and neat right there. Got a couple nice little loops in the air tank. And then my air line comes all the way down, and I'll flip around to the bottom side here after. My power and my accessory power come around. They loop right here. Down there, that little black box is the wireless remote box. So I still have to wire that down underneath to the solenoid on the horns. But other than that, the top side of the whole box is done. All right, so here we are from the bottom side. I got horns mounted yesterday. Octo horns are in, they look pretty slick. So I still have hook up air supply to the horns and the actuator switch right here. I gotta run this wire here, which is my trigger wire, over to it. And then I've gotta run this wire into the trigger wire for the wireless remote. Put a ground on it, tie all these wires back up, and this project's gonna be done. We're gonna wrap this up tomorrow afternoon, and then on to some other wiring projects. But again, huge shout out to HornBlasters. Can't wait to hear these hooked up on the truck, and hopefully we make a statement. Blow your horns, not your temper. Here we are, about to see if I did everything right. Hopefully I did. We're gonna see if the air compressors come on when I hit the switch, so stay tuned. Well, it kicked on, so we must have done something right. Now to see if the horn buttons work. We are with steady building pressure. We're already about 20 pounds. These dual compressors are rocking it. All right, I got a couple small air leaks, but here we go. We're gonna try to hit the horns. All right, so the horns work. We're gonna try the wireless remote now. And put the battery in the remote. That would be why. On the hunt for a small Phillips screwdriver. Really small, so I'll be back. All right, so I have a battery in the remote now. That was the problem before. It's a moment of truth. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video as much as I did, having fun putting them horns together and getting everything all wrapped up. We're getting ready to roll out for Trucks Gone Wild at Berks Off-Road Park down in Poplar Bluff, Missouri. So, gonna use these horns a lot this weekend. Huge shout out to HornBlasters again. Make sure you guys go show them some love. But, yep, Gaslighter signing out.